I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna kind of like give the applicable or local version of this. Fame is like having a cheat code for a game. Again, there's all kinds of things that go into it. It gives the player an unfair advantage, scoring girls situations that would not exist were they not famous. Most famous men have terrible game, yet still clean up on the poon. And that's just the way it is. I've seen texts of like even like C-list celebrities, and basically it's, hey, this is so and so, and she'll say, how do I know it's so? And he'll send like a little selfie of like wherever he's staying, at whatever motel or hotel, and he'll be like, you want to come over? And she'll be like, yeah. That's it. That's their game. You, as a person who's famous, you don't have to have good game. You just have to be available and make it easy for her to come in. And that's what we've seen over time. But here's what you have to take away from it and what you can use in your game. You can become a minor celebrity, or like what we call like a local celebrity, or just well known. Again, why? Well, your girlfriends or girls that you're banging, her friends will fuck you because you're a known value. You come pre-approved. It's like walking in to buy a house and you've already got the pre-approval, or you got like, yeah, you're worth $4 million and you can buy $100,000 home. You come pre-approved, and that's what fame does. You're a known quantity. You're a known person, and there's ways that you can do this on local. You'll see like local skateboarders, anybody that is in a band, anything that puts you at the front of the room. Like if you're in business and you become a consultant or an expert in your field, and you get to the front of a room, there's going to be women that are going to come up and talk to you immediately after. And it's not always their professional interests, because most girls don't care about anything about business anyway. It's just something that they can have contact with you, maybe go out to dinner. Again, anything that puts you at the front of the room, that frames you as the expert, is enough to become, even temporarily, the local celebrity. And that is something that will help. And you do this a couple times, and then notice that women are coming up and talking to you afterwards. You'll key into it if you know what you're looking at, which you should know now after this. Understand, again, when you are known, let's say you walk into a place, and that's why we always tell, there's a lot going on here. That's why we tell guys to use the same restaurant or the same bar or the same circuit of places. That way, when you walk in, the doorman knows you, the bartender gives you your regular, the waitress knows you by your first name. This is so rare today. Most cities, you're completely anonymous. No one knows anybody. Everybody's from somewhere else. When you walk in and you're already known, it throws girls off because they haven't ever actually went out, believe it or not, with someone that was known in the neighborhood. And it's like you're the mayor, but you're not the mayor. It's like you get all the perks without the responsibility. And it just makes it easier for girls to relax around you when you're not a serial killer. You're there all the time. And again, they'll say, hey, how many girls have you brought here? And you'll be like, I don't know, thousands. You're a known quantity. You come pre-approved. So being a regular in your neighborhood is the same. Ideally, it's projects a bit of celebrity on you. It's like being famous, and you get that pre-approval. You get that social proof. You get other women talking to you, even if it's a bartender and she's warm and attractive and to you, it signals to that girl that you are a guy that has value. Again, girls don't trust their own judgment. They've got to see it from other people that you're high value. They don't trust their own judgment because they know how many guys they've misread and then they fucked a loser. So they're careful. And that's what you have. You're kind of overcoming consciously or subconsciously when you do have local celebrity, semi-famous. It's why it's always a positive, like you can't always introduce a new girl to all your friends. But again, that's how this works is if you're in the area and you're known and people know who you are, it gives you social proof. Again, and that's what fame is that he's the front of the room. He's the center of attention. he comes pre-approved. There's other women that find him attractive, and women are turned on by other women finding you attractive. Again, they don't trust their own judgment. So you have to use this. If you're struggling, learn a craft, get a hobby that you can mix company. Can't do like radio controlled cars or, street bikes or anything that's all men. You show up and it's like a sausage fest, but something that's more mixed, like art or music. Guys do like rock climbing. It's a mix. You want to find things that are a mix of genders. Yoga seems to work well. Pilates is a little too feminine, but yoga seems to hit that right down the middle spot. And I've had a couple guys reach out to me about becoming yoga instructors simply because they like yoga themselves. And they're like, can I get to the front of the room? I'm like, yeah, it's, you got to get certified, but you will do very well being a yoga instructor. There's guys that have made their living off of this. And so that's the real deal. You can manufacture fame. You can manufacture local celebrity. Louis C.K., I'd like to see that. I'll probably pull that up. Mac Monkey says, remember Louis C.K. on the phone with girls, negative levels of game, but it worked. Yes. Again, if a girl knows who you are, and all I've seen is like texting, but you can kind of see it sometimes. You can see it when you have girls that are like interviewing celebrities for like movies. When the guy really has charisma, it overwhelms even the most jaded Hollywood girl that's interviewed all the heavy hitters. That's what you see. And you should watch these things. You should, because it'll also teach you how to pick up indicators of interest from women. You'll see them fidgeting. You'll see them kind of like moving around in their seat. They laugh. They start giggling. And these are professional journalists, but they cannot help it because this is like hardwired. So if you can manufacture it, do it. Ways to raise confidence, esteem in general, not exactly for women. Would weightlifting? Yes. Even for a year. Yes. If you're going to start lifting weights, you need to plan on doing it the rest of your life. That's the only way it works. I do that for a living. And what we tell people is like, let's get you a program. And they'll be like, well, how long should I do? Let's do this for 2 years. And then we'll decide if we want to change the program. And then we'll do that program for another year. You're looking at the long game. Yes, weightlifting, because it changes who you are and having to show up. There's all kinds of benefits. But again, and it can be if you do like group workouts, there is a chance of, you can put yourself into an environment where there's men and women. If you're talking about like slow, low, old school bodybuilding, it's more male. But again, this is one of those things where you can get into a gym and you can end up coaching, after a couple of years, and you're at the front of the room. It's a way of manufacturing. It's a very, methodical process, but yes, you'll become more confident. You'll feel better. And anytime, you feel better about your own appearance, it's going to project just the way you carry yourself. Most people are slobs. Most people are out of shape. Most people are fat. But if you're not, just by your presence, it builds confidence to those girls that are around you. And like you said, it doesn't matter if it's girls or men, it still will carry over. But yes, that's Marco, that is a excellent question, and I appreciate you jumping in. Yes, weightlifting will benefit in every way, every day. But fame is like having a cheat code for game. Just know that it gives a player an unfair advantage of scoring with girls in situations that would not exist were they not famous. Most famous men have terrible game, yet still clean up on the poon. And again, you got to remember, these are theater kids. Some of them actually do like truly have deep charisma. And they've been that way, either natural or learned it. And then it's a dangerous combination of both famous and knowing what they're doing. So you can use that to your advantage, and you should. Okay. Next step.